is crossing a watercourse without bridging, crossing by boats, or swimming.
Captain Chamberlain of the 97th U.S. Colored Infantry mentioned several instances of fording in his diary during the Red River Campaign in the spring of 1864. The cavalry are now fording the stream. The infantry are crossing on a temporary bridge, and the remainder of the army are fording the stream. Fording rivers and streams are found in soldier diaries from all theaters of war, and in some cases, soldiers even stripped themselves of their uniforms and carried their uniforms across rather than march in wet wool afterwards.
Because fords were important for the movement of armies, just like bridges, they were also the locations of several skirmishes and battles.
These fords include Bryans, Walkers, Banks, Corricks, Kellys, Mortons, Blackburns, and Barren Creek Ford. In December 1864, at Barren Creek Ford, in the Florida Panhandle between Pensacola and the Alabama border, a nighttime battle occurred involving 3 U.S. Colored Infantry regiments as a 50-wagon train trudged across the ford. This engagement occurred as the federal force was returning from an expedition to destroy the town of Pollard, Alabama, and the railroad and bridges in the area around it. The 82nd, 86th, and 97th U.S. Colored Infantries, with the 1st Florida and 2nd Maine Cavalries, clashed with Confederate cavalry at nearly every bridge crossing. Colonel Robinson of the 97th U.S. Colored Infantry was severely wounded when the colored troops charged across the remnants of the bridge at Escambia Creek. After an additional skirmish at Mitchell's Creek, the rebels felled a tree to obstruct the crossing at Barren Creek. At the Barren Creek ford, the Federals took up a line of battle, while at the same time, working in the dark, the men labored to clear the ford's obstruction. After midnight, as the 50 wagons attempted to trudge across the ford, a spectacular nighttime battle ensued. Captain Chamberlain of the 97th U.S. Colored Infantry wrote, "This midnight fight in the pine woods was the most thrilling and beautiful scene I ever saw."
Slogging in the mud across the ford, hooves and wheels slipped on debris. The 50 wagons trudged across, being pushed along by teamsters and soldiers as the mules grunted and moaned.
4 wagons got stuck in the mud. 2 had to be chopped up and left behind. By the time the wagon train crossed the ford, the fighting had stopped. The column forded the Barren Creek and then reformed by 3 a.m. Before the expedition finally reached Barrancas, Florida, another, larger ford was crossed. The 97th U.S. Colored Infantry reported, "Forded an arm of the sea about half a mile, but not deep, near Gunboat Point."
So those are some examples of fording, something that was commonplace for the soldier in the American Civil War while on the march. The Pollard Expedition we're going to save for a separate video. It's something that's pretty big and deserves its own motion picture. To ford a stream, river, or any other body of water, certain criteria have to be met: current, depth, and bed. These are all explained in the Manual for Engineer Troops by Captain Duane, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. All engineer troops utilize this manual. The passage of rivers is the very first chapter in the manual, and it begins with the dynamics of fording. First, moderate current may be forded by infantry if it is no deeper than 3 feet. 4 feet for cavalry and carriages. Second, banks should be low but not marshy. The depth should rise gradually. Bottom should be even, hard, and tenacious. Firm. Third, large stones make the passage of carriages, ambulances, and wagons nearly impractical. Fourth, the bottoms of mud or quicksand make passage impossible for men or wagons. Bottoms of fine sand will wash away under the hooves and make it unfordable. Fifth, fords must first be staked out. Sixth, troops pass in columns of platoons with sufficient intervals not to choke the current. Seventh, a lifeline can be stretched across and supported with floats. And eighth, the force of the current may be broken by placing cavalry in the stream above the ford. So those are the basic principles of fording a river or stream. If they cannot be met, then to cross the water, boats or bridges must be used. Thank you for watching our video on fording. If this video interests you, check out more videos on this channel at 97th USCT.